Hey everyone, if you like combat sports in all forms, make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe button to the Drewsperience show, the show that's on all platforms, YouTube, audio, you name it. Just want to say thanks to a few supporters. First, Espresso Bar 1720. For every podcast, I drink their coffee. Mom and Pop Brew Shop. I need that kick when I have my guests on to show that I'm on it and I'm on point because caffeine is a great stimulant, as well as my karate school in Boucherville, Kyokushin Boucherville. And with that, my guest today, here we go. Standing at 5'5". Man, first ring girl on the show. Fuck you, Ariane Celeste. I'm just kidding, Ariane. You're cool. But you know what? We got an OG on. She's the new Bellator ring girl. You're gonna know her name very soon. She's 5'5", stands at 5'9", with that Athena swagger. It's Sophia Halidis. Welcome to the Drewsperience, Sophia.
Hi, thank you for having me. I love that intro. That was great. That was good.
I told you I'm coming wired. I told you. It's like, you ever watch Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell?
Yeah, oh, I love Will Ferrell. I'm a huge fan. He's hilarious.
Do you
He's
remember
so
that
cool.
scene in Talladega Nights where it's like, I'm gonna come to you like a spider monkey? Like, that's how I come with my intros.
I haven't seen that in so long. I have to rewatch that. That's such a good movie.
That's like the golden era of comedy. Like, I just feel
Wow.
from like 2005 to 2009, that was like the golden era of cinema before it went down
Oh
the
yeah.
drain.
Yeah, I agree on that. Now it's like, I hardly go to movies now. Well, you could do everything online, but you know what I mean.
I know, but it's not the same. Like, and I just feel like, and I always say, if you're a cinephile, someone who loves movies, so you got to be careful you say file because there's a lot of things that can take
Yeah.
that word elsewhere. But cinephile, so just so you guys know the difference, 2008 was the golden age because, and that I don't know how the timing worked. 2008, you had The Dark Knight, you had Wanted, Pineapple Express,
Yeah.
Step Brothers, Tropic Thunder, all in the same year. It was like, I don't know what happened. And I just feel that was the golden moment of movies.
Best time of the movies. I was so young too, but I was watching all those movies.
Same here. I remember Dark Knight, like when it was sold out. I remember Step
Yeah.
Brothers dying at the Prestige Worldwide scene, having an asthma attack at
Yeah.
when the boat was broken, or the
Yeah.
drum set scene. Like, it's time. It's those kinds of scenes that are timeless.
I watched it actually probably before I left for San Diego. It was on the TV, so I was like, "Oh, I'm putting this on." When it's on, you just put it on. You know what I mean? It's just so good. So, but yeah,
Exactly.
I'm excited to be on here. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. I got to thank Dylan Square, Dylan Russian, Dylan Napoleon.
Yeah,
I know I said that wrong. Sorry, Dylan. But Dylan Squared, obviously we're all trying to make Bellator is also one of the best promotions in North America with PFL and the UFC. It's not the B League. It's basically the number 2, but eventually it's going to become the number 1B and hopefully number 1. But we'll
yeah.
get into Bellator. So I always like to start my conversations with uh, what was your childhood like before becoming a ringo? Before all your adventures, who was Sophia Halidis before the Bellator success?
Well, I grew up in New London, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Some people know that I'm a Connecticut girl. I'm an East Coast girl. Um, I mean, so I'm Greek. We talked about this. I'm full blown Greek. Actually easy. I don't know, spoiled little kid. I was the youngest, so my parents were like giving me everything, having fun. I have a million cousins, growing up in the restaurants, all that. But when I turned 18, I started my journey as like a bartender at the casino at
Mm-hmm.
Foxwoods. So Bellator goes to Mohegan. I worked at Foxwoods and I
Mm-hmm.
did I did 12 years there. So that's when my life started happening. So it was really good. I started bartending, and then that's when everything started shifting. I was networking at the casino, and then I was meeting new people from all over different states.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, they were asking me to do commercials for Foxwoods. I did a commercial with Big Poppy. I was on Bravo for their commercials. I did a lot of stuff with Foxwoods, meeting a lot of friends, and then I started realizing it was like, I think I can do this modeling thing. This is my thing. I was young. I was 18 years old when I started.
Whoa.
Before that, it was just a regular kid, whatever, in my parents' restaurants, going to school. And then I started working at the casino, and like my whole life just started shifting from there, meeting tons of people. So that's where I
So
got scouted.
because of your Greek, and obviously the Greeks have that work ethic, like
Yeah.
and what is like I don't understand. It's a stereotype. Look, I'm Jewish. The stereotype is lawyer, doctor, or I don't know, judge, or banker. But like with Greeks, like what is it like with the restaurant business? Like what draws Greeks to the
My
restaurants?
whole life, my whole life. I've literally been in the restaurant business my whole life. So if you go to like New York or New Jersey, it's more of like a diner thing.
Hmm.
My area, like Connecticut, Mass, it's pizza. Every single family member of mine own a restaurant. So like we've taught Mystic Pizza, the movie, that's my uncle's. And now we have the second one. And my restaurant's called Family Pizza. It's just in the blood. I've been serving tables, cleaning tables, talking to people, answering phones my whole life. Literally. I don't know what it is. It's just our thing. So I've been doing it ever since.
What's the craziest customer experience you've ever had? I know you've had many. Is there
Oh
one that
my God.
stands out where you're like, where you literally just go, we just go, how the hell do people on this earth behave like this?
Well, the casino was tough because I had people that were losing money,
Hmm.
and they were drinking more than I would know because you can bar hop over there. So I mean, I have so many, but one time, one time I was serving this gentleman and this lady came in and I was bartending and she went into the bathroom for like 20 minutes. I don't know what she was doing. So her husband or whatever ordered 2 martinis. I made it and he just put a $5 bill tip down. Mind you, the casino, those drinks are like $50. It's very expensive there. So a $5 tip, whatever, but we'll take whatever, we're bartending. And she came back from the bathroom and saw the money sitting there. She tried her drink, got mad at him, don't know, got in a fight with him, told me the drink was disgusting. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll remake it for you. Can I get you something else? I gave her a Heineken bottle. And then she still saw that the tip was sitting there. And then she pretty much told me that I was disgusting. And she tried to throw the bottle at me and started fighting with him and tried to fight me. And my manager was a Marine. So he got her out of there so quick. It was crazy. I didn't even do anything. I think it was just because I was a girl. I've had that, and then I've had a guy probably lose his money and he didn't seem drunk at all. He was ordering dinner and he asked me what did I like on the menu. I showed him what I liked. Then he told me, "Do you think I'm stupid?" And I was like, "No, you just asked me what was on the menu." And then he went crazy, started screaming to the point where the tribal police had to get him escorted because he was just screaming at all the workers. So we've had like the most, I mean, nothing can bother me. I have like the strongest backbone from this. So
That's
yeah,
what customers, that's what being in the people business does. You
yeah,
develop a thick skin
yeah.
really, really fast.
And
It's
patience. You just like have patience because you can't say anything because like, the customer's always right.
debatable. That's debatable.
Yeah, I agree, but that's how it is. Now that I own my own business, I don't tolerate any of that stuff. But
Oh, yeah, you shut that down real fast. So yeah, speaking
yeah.
of that, so you're in the bartending business because you've been in it your whole life. How old were you when you became a business owner of the pizza part of the pizza place you own now?
Oh, so I bought my restaurant during COVID 2020. I was 28.
Okay.
Oh, I bought it during COVID. But before like the casino life, my parents owned pizza restaurants together. So I was
Mhm.
already working and they're like 12 years old. I was on the register answering phones. I was already doing this. I just ventured to the casino at 18 by myself, but I bought my restaurant at 28 during COVID. So we're hitting 3 years in May. So it's
Was
still
it like a rough start, like like with all the overhead, or that had to be cut probably, or was it already kind of set for you where you had like the tools to succeed?
So it used to be my uncle's
Hmm.
for 33 years. So they made a name for the restaurant. They made it successful in the town that I am. It's Niantic, Connecticut. So it's a small town. So everyone knows the pizza restaurant. So pretty much when we took it over, people were like, "Oh, it's still family. It's still the same family. It's the niece. The niece is taking over there and the sister and whatever." So it wasn't too hard. I would never recommend to open a restaurant during COVID though. That was tough. That was tough, all the rules and everything we had to do, but we just got through it. People started getting to know us more and more and saw our faces and it was already successful, but I feel like my mom and I made it more successful. And now it's a Bellator pizza restaurant because my mom
Oh,
put my pictures everywhere. So a lot of people are coming to the restaurant now because they know that I've been doing the whole MMA stuff. So
is your mom like a typical Greek mom where she's like, look what my daughter did, look what my
yes,
daughter.
crazy. I came home from San Jose and I have all these pictures. Look, they make these like they blow these up,
Oh,
photos.
wow.
They're like Christmas and stuff. They're just excited. They watch it, and the restaurant, they have the weigh-ins going while they're working. So yeah, she's coming to Hawaii with me too. So
Oh,
she's
that's
excited.
fun. But I've been to Hawaii. I'm just telling you right now, that's a really rough flight. Just be ready.
It
You're
is
gonna.
a, I know it's long. It's long.
I went, okay. I went in 2009 because here's what happened for my 18th birthday. God rest my mom's soul. I love her. She tried everything to make it worthwhile. We had a bunch of air miles my grandpa didn't use. Anyways, we went on my birthday in November, but mid-November. But what we forgot to plan was to do it on American Thanksgiving because that's when everyone goes. We went when there was a Jehovah's Witness convention on the
Oh my
cruise.
God. Oh no. That sounds awful.
I was asked if I believe in God in 10 different languages. And the most embarrassing one was was like when I was like at the urinal and the German one comes up to me and he goes in his heavy accent like Guten Tag, do you believe in God? And I'm like, hey man, it's
Oh,
like my kind and your kind don't mix based on history, okay? So
okay, yeah. Oh, I hope that does not. I think we're traveling. Yeah, April 18 I leave. So that's tax day, I think. So we might be all right. Maybe I
yeah.
can get some things without tax. I don't know. The flight sucks, but I heard as soon as you land, like it's so worth it.
Just sleep. Just I'm telling
Beautiful.
you right now, just please don't watch the movies, even though you might be enticed to just sleep. Just do yourself a favor and
Oh,
sleep.
I'm going to. Yeah, because you want to talk about jet lag. I'm gonna be a little messed up there a few days because the hours are different. So, but I'm working a lot when I'm out there. We have a lot of events going on out there. So I'm ready. I'm
So
ready.
where's the flight from? Is it from like Jersey to then Atlanta? Because that's
Oh,
what I did.
Bradley, I'm leaving Connecticut.
Direct.
No, so Connecticut, maybe stopping in Atlanta and
Okay.
then doing 10 and a half hours straight. So I will be sleeping for sure with
Yeah.
my mom next to me the whole
Yeah,
time.
I on my flight there, this was like when I went, I watched The Hangover 1, then I was watching
Yeah,
and I think I watched another film, then I watched like Terminator Genesis at the time. Like I just like and then when I got there, the jet lag was worse when I got there versus
yeah,
when I got home. It was I don't know what Hawaii does to people, but that shit doesn't play around, man. That does
yeah.
not play
But
around.
it's so beautiful. So I'm excited to see it. I heard like Scott told me actually, he was like, you're not gonna want to come home. So maybe I'll buy a summer house out there in Airbnb. Who knows? I have ideas.
You got that Greek work ethic. You make it
Yeah,
happen. Okay. I'm going to give you
yeah.
my Jewish energy, pass it on to that Greek energy. But yeah, so like, so, what's what's really crazy is like when you told me you're 30, I was like, nah, I'm like, you're capping. You're not 30, like
Yeah, I'll be 31 in July.
you're a Leo or Cancer.
I'm a Cancer.
Like my mom was, I'm a
July
Scorpio.
6th. Are you? Yeah, July 6th is my birthday.
Okay.
But I started in the MMA world 22. I just kind of wish it went off a little more when I
Hmm.
was younger, but maybe I don't think I was ready or mature enough. Like this is my time now where I truly feel ready.
It
So
it's not easy because I mean Ariani, I mean, look, I know like I took a shot at her in a playful way, but
she's so
Ariani's story
beautiful.
was like she was like 17 or 18 when she became a ring girl to pay for her
Yeah,
college. So and it's like, I mean, everyone's different, but obviously, and the notorious story about ring girls goes was I'm sure you've heard the story, but the early days of the UFC, they were hiring strippers apparently to like
they're
for the
still
show.
doing it in some places. Just saying, I've been seeing it. Not the big brands, but like our locals. I've been seeing that we're using some strippers.
Or escorts, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Whatever works. You look good. Hey, you just gotta walk around and
You just carry that thing,
yeah, yeah,
and wave to the camera. But I mean,
yeah.
look, I mean, you have more personality. Like that's what I think because we don't really hear the ring girls talk. Like we might hear like subtle interviews or sound bites, but I mean, like you're the one that like I've seen you've done an interview before. You've done stuff with Dylan Squared, and it's nice to see that because it goes to show that the ring girls also play a role in the promoting the sport too.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, they were telling me last night, and like when I joined, they're like, "You have a personality? That's crazy. We never see that." I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, I've been in the business for so long. I
Mm-hmm.
talk to people every day, but I mean, why are you doing it if you're not enjoying what you do? I'm enjoying it, and I'm a fan, and I love the sport just like everyone else. So I'm just having fun with everybody. I had a good time last night. Very good time. So yeah, I like to talk to everybody and do interviews, and why not?
It's so true. And I know you're from Connecticut, so obviously, I'm a hockey fan. You guys have the Hartford Whalers, and obviously it sucks that y'all lost them in the 90s, but I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I don't even watch it. I don't
it's
know.
okay. I'm like so done with like team sports. Like I just follow fighting because it's like I feel like team sports is the same. It's the same. There's no cat. It's like, yeah, we shot the ball. I gave it to my teammate. Fighting is like, yeah, I knocked his ass out. What are you gonna do after the fight? Yeah, I'm gonna go get lit at my after party club. This is the passcode to get in. Bottles on me. I ain't paying for shots. But yo, like yo, I'm like some fighters be like, yo, I'm a city boy. So if you single, just come say you know
So
me and I'll pour you
different.
drinks. I'm
Yeah,
sick.
I actually when I was a bartender, I worked at Patriots Place at Gillette Stadium. I opened a bar out there for my company, and I got to go to the games, and I worked like the FanDuel parties, the private parties, met like all the DraftKings
Mhm.
guys stuff. So I worked at Patriots Place, and that was a wild experience too. But yeah, we're close because Connecticut's like New York and Boston. So we have
Mhm.
our Bruins fans and our Red Sox fans, but we have our Yankee fans in New York, and it's just Connecticut's just in the middle.
I know it's crazy. Like I'm like from Montreal and Quebec, so people like you a Canadians fan. I'm like, no, I'm a Rangers fan. Like I'm like
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the real blue. I'm a fan of America. That's what I'm a fan of. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, they don't get it. They're like, what? They're like, how? And so because everyone's like, you talk like everyone that talks to me, they're like, you talk like a New Yorker. Gotta embrace it. So I'm gonna start embracing it and be
They
like, I'm
tell me
like,
that too. They're like, you sound like you're from New York. And I'm like, I'm not. I speak Greek. So
yeah.
I don't know, mixes up, I guess. But
It
yeah,
it happens. And when it came to obviously you open, you start like your pizza restaurant now takes off because it became a pizza restaurant, like a successful one after the reopening of such. Is that when you started like looking at yourself and saying, you know what? I've done local shows. How did that Bellator opportunity come up? Was it Mercedes Terrell's retirement or what happened exactly?
this is like a wild. I've told someone this before. I think I did another interview. It's a really wild story, and I'm not even joking. So, okay, we buy the restaurant.
Mhm.
I grow up like my whole teenagehood and my 20s in the casino. So it's fun, you're with young people, DJs, music, networking, photo. It's fun. Now I'm in this pizza restaurant with my mom
Mhm.
in a small little town, and I was like, I'm not fulfilled. Something is missing. Something is wrong. I miss my old life, but I didn't want to go back to the casino. I couldn't. I had to concentrate on my business. I was like, something is missing, and the modeling thing is what I always really want to do. And is this what I really want to do? And I was like, you know what? I've had enough. I just want to go for what I want to do in life. So I was like, I loved being a ring girl because I was a local MMA and boxing ring girl. And we weren't having any shows because of COVID. And I knew who Mercedes was, and I knew what Bellator was when I was 22. I was like, oh yeah, I would love to work for them. But I didn't think anything of it. And then I just saw that they were coming again to Mohegan Sun, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and get in there. So I freaking manifested this. I'm not kidding you. I manifested this. I just started like talking to whoever I knew in the industry. And I
Mhm.
knew people that worked at Mohegan Sun. I was writing in my journal every day. I joined the gym. I started working out 5, 6 days a week to make sure like I could look right for this industry. Um, I was like dreaming about it all day. I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm done. I want to move on. I don't want to do pizza, just this. Like, I love it. I love my restaurant, but I need to do more. And I knew that I could do it. And then I just talked to one of the right people, and they got me an email, and I emailed my manager, Megan, and I sent her photos, videos, Instagram, old pictures of me being a ring girl, everything. And I got it. But I
That's
only got
amazing.
Mohegan though. That was the thing. They were not looking yet for like a full-time girl. So I put it in her ear. I was like, what's going on? You guys, Mercedes is gone, Luis is in UK. Do you have anyone? And they're like, oh, we're just using girls in every state right now. And I was like, well, if you ever look, I want to be first in line. And I just kept putting in the ear every time. The timing was crazy. I mean, they did Mohegan February, June, December. So I had 3 times to be able to
Mhm.
see something and work. And my second time in December, I even said something to Bert Watson. I said anyone in Bellator, I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this. And they were like, just be persistent, keep doing it. worked the show in December. I got the email 3 days later to come to LA, worked LA, got the call 2 days later that I got signed. So I
When you
worked.
got signed, did like, because Bert, I could picture Bert going, just be persistent, baby. Then he's
Yeah,
gonna be like,
yeah,
we rolling. Did he say
yeah.
that when you got hired?
He was like, just do it, just do it. And I was like, I don't know who to talk to or what, but and it's a big deal because you're representing the brand. But I let them know, I was like, listen, I got the resume. Here it is. I've been doing it since I was 22. I'm 30
Mhm.
now. I know all about the sport. My friends are in it. Like, I know all about it. I know how to be a ring girl. I know how to act. Let me just show you. So I worked a few of the Mohegan and that was it. And here we are. So, but I
That's
was journaling it like crazy. Like my notebook was like full of, I'm going to be a ring girl. I'm going to be a model. I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. And it worked. I checked off everything off the list. So
that's amazing. Whether it's journaling, I'm the same way too. With like when I got like at the time, my biggest interview when I first started the podcast was Jack Hermanson in the UFC, and that was
mhm.
like I didn't expect it. But then when I got Gegard's manager on the show, shout out to Nima, awesome guy by the way. Like
Yeah.
at the time, I wanted to get Nima on my show, and then at the same time, like it just never worked. And then I had a friend who knew him. And I was like, hey, I want to get a manager on the show. I want to pick the brain of a manager. And it
Yeah.
just so happened that Nima managed Gegard and Costello. And I messaged Costello too at that time. And I always thought to myself in my head by manifesting, yeah, I'll get him eventually, Costello. Nima messages me back, hey, I'm looking forward to talking to you. Our conversation is on YouTube. When I was
Yeah.
first coming up, that's when I was more immature and I had a lot of more, I was more edgy. But then like Costello reaches out to me, he goes, hey, he goes, I didn't see this message since 2020. He goes, I'm so sorry, but I'm so down to come on your show. And you said
Oh,
you manifest it.
yeah. It's like, it's all about like believing in yourself. It's a mental thing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's believing in yourself when you really, really want something. You fight for it. And there was like no stopping me. And like, it's hard because people are like, they're like, oh, it just doesn't happen. And I don't know how. And I understand that because trust me, I have my days where I'm like, I don't know. But if you really believe in yourself and you really want something and you're laser focused on it and you're writing about it and you believe in yourself and you want it and you want it, you want it, it's just it will happen. It's real, I'm telling you. And then that, like, I don't know. I've always been like spiritual and stuff. So
Mhm.
I really believe in like just going for your dreams. And it just happened. I don't know. And now that I feel like I had that work, I'm like, okay, if I can do this, like I can start really working on the things that I really want to do. So it's
It,
just timing, timing.
it's very true. You really have to like really put the work in. You have to believe in yourself. Like
Yeah.
even on the worst days, like when I started, because I took a break because of like some personal issues, and then I
Yeah.
came back, and then I was like, okay, like my goal now is to get in with Bellator more and just build my resume, build my portfolio with like the Bellator guys, and then that will hopefully open up more doors like for one UFC, PFL. Like I'm not using this as a stepping stone. Like I just look at it as like the best advice that Dylan gave me was this is not a soundbite business. This is a relationship business. And if
Mhm.
you're coming in to make sound bites, you're gonna burn bridges real fast. I mean, I've had like certain people like tell me like like don't like hey, this fight's going to be announced soon, but please don't say anything. And I just like, look, I'm going to wait till the announcement comes so you can tell me when to post it. And that's the real goal. It's not in trying to expose or get a soundbite for a few clicks because I hate clickbait. It's really about building those relationships in the long run.
You love what you do, right?
I love it.
And you love it, so you're laser focused and you are pushing at it and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try that." And because you're working on it, look, you never had a ring girl. Here we are. Here we are.
Exactly.
So I believe in it. And if you really want to do this and you really love it, which I can tell, and you love the sport, you'll go far. I believe it.
I
So
put on my Facebook, I mean, like on my Facebook at the time, like at the beginning of the year when I started getting back into this, I put a picture of Mike Goldberg, and let me get the post here. Like I have it here. Like I'm not going on my phone, guys. I'm just gonna get the post that like showed me that like when I started like really believing in myself here. I'm just getting it here. Really sorry, Sophia. I'm not. I'm just
no,
trying to
you're
get.
fine.
I need to show this to people because there could be someone out there that says like that just says like, hey, that just says like, hey, I don't know what to do, and it's like it's a
Yeah,
struggle. So
of
that's the
course.
thing. So you gotta, it's It was like one of the, yeah, okay. So I think it was in like late 2022 I had it. This was like when I was really starting to come back and I started to get that fire again.
Yep.
And there's gonna be days oh, here we go here. So this is like here. So I'm gonna read it here. So January 2nd of this year, picture of like here. I'll show you the post. Like here it is. This is
Yep.
me. And there's
I
Mike
see it.
Goldberg, as you see next to me. And I said how it started versus how it will become in the future. That's the key word. You have
Will.
to put
Yes.
will. You
Yes.
have to see it. And I
No
put
doubt. No doubt. No maybe nothing.
it will happen when it happens. And I put slowly but surely, I'll become what Mike Goldberg was for MMA. Small wins and trusting the process. That's how you do it.
Right. And me and you also, like, we've talked off camera and stuff. I think me and you both have an understanding too, like, life is short and it's precious and you never know. So it's so short. I'm not gonna live to live. I'm gonna live to be happy and do the things that I want to do, and no one's gonna tell me no. It's short. So go after it,
So
We
true.
yeah.
Do you like it's like some people ask me, do you prefer like some people like ask me, do you want to make what's being rich to you and in the short life? And for me, I used to have like, fashion, be like, oh, I wanted to impress others with like what I wore, but that doesn't matter because like that goes like, I prefer experiences. Like I'm comfortable wearing a hoodie and sweatpants while having money saved up for my experiences. And then that's rich. That's
Right. And with girls too, it's like so hard because I'm very strict with this. Like with girls, it's like the comparing and the I have to look the best, and then I can't deal with any of that.
no.
For me, it's like I'm doing what I like to do. I'm not gonna compare to anyone, and I'm just gonna stay humble and be myself and be nice to people, and hopefully they're nice to me back. And that's just the way I'm gonna go with my career. Like I can't do the whole this ringo that I can't do it. I literally just have to be me. I have to be grateful for going to LA, going to San Diego, doing everything that I'm doing and just being nice to people, meeting new people, and then dealing with my life. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how it is. Like I'm not really into like, yeah, I like clothes and all that. And I like things like that, but I don't care about my life being a flashy thing. I just want to be happy. You know what I mean?
That's the thing too. Like the other thing too that I did recently is because I know I had you on like my 2 Instagram pages. Like I have the
Yeah.
Drewsperience page. I deleted my other page because I was thinking to
Okay.
myself, like, I don't need this. I'm more active on the Drewsperience page. And
Yeah.
it's like I'm more happy doing that because then I have time to do my other stuff because I'm a nerd. I love anime. Yes, I collect Pokemon
It's
cards.
awesome.
Yes, I have a DS. Yes, I have my Switch right here. I'm a nerd. I'm a
But
nerd.
it makes you happy, so who cares,
Exactly.
Your happiness. People are not with you every day. You wake up every day and you're with yourself and you're happy. So to me, it's like, I don't care what people do. If you're happy, you're happy, And that's why I love being in Bellator in this sport because we all love it and we all enjoy it. And when people ask me, like, who's your favorite fighter? No, I don't have that because I think that everyone's a beast. Everyone is doing an amazing job cutting the weight, training, doing whatever they want to do for the sport that they love and getting in that cage and fighting in front of people. They're all amazing to me. And that's how I feel about it. So,
It's so true. And I feel like the Bellator guy, like the thing is too, like when people come into this game, I'm gonna tell them, hey, don't be pro promotion, be pro fighter. Cause a lot of these guys
yeah.
go back and forth. So you gotta take what's given to you. And like everyone's like, oh, I want to get the big name, like I want to get the Conor McGregor's, or I want to get this guy. Like, no, you gotta work your way up, like you did becoming a ring girl. That's what I tell people. I go, don't expect fast results. You're gonna get told no, you're gonna get left on red a lot before you start getting some
Right.
traction going.
Yeah, like I'm in no rush. Like I'm okay with starting from the bottom. I'm okay with not being known right now, and eventually I will be. I'm okay with having only 2,300 followers on Instagram. I'm okay with that because I'm just going with the flow of what my timing and everything needs to be, and I'm having fun and I'm enjoying myself and I'm happy. So that's all that matters,
What I wanted to ask you now, we're gonna like shift it to Bellator because
Yeah,
you know
let's
you.
go.
Let's
I
go.
know we
Yeah,
got a little.
you were waiting for this, and I was waiting for that too. So
Yeah, what do
obviously,
I do? I'm Greek. I have a restaurant. All this, I know.
but no, it's interesting because we gotta humanize everyone in the business. Because at the end of the day, we're all alike. We're just skilled at what we do. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna die in the same grass. We
Right.
we urinate and poop in the same toilet. We're not. It's
We all do
we're
the same things. We all
exactly.
have family and we have things. Everyone's going through something. There's no one out there that's not like you just have no clue, So that's why I just try to be like as nice and humble as I can to everybody, especially on the road, meeting people, and
Mhm.
you know, it's a good thing to do. So
So I know you're not a fan of one fighter specifically. This is how I'm gonna word this question, okay? Because
okay.
now I'm the same way too. I used to have like my favorites, but now like I just respect all who walk in the
Yeah.
cage to do the process. But who was like the one fighter that you saw that was like, okay, this is the guy that this is was like the gateway into my sport or fight? Who was like, so yeah, who's the fighter or fight that was the gateway for you?
I mean, I started so young, so it's like I wasn't even realizing what this sport was about. So I guess now older Bellator. I mean, like I told you, I don't have a favorite fighter, but we
Mhm,
all know I'm from New London, so like we're really close to Brendan Ward
mhm.
over here. So I think seeing him with Bellator, that kind of got me going with this. So, and we're all proud of him. He's doing great. So Brendan and I are really close over here, and we're from the same town. So I saw that he was doing it and I was like, okay, I can do this. And he talks highly about Bellator too. And that just confirmed to me like, okay, this is a good company that I should work for. And then now seeing his story and his fights, so I think everyone kind of agrees, right? He's a great fighter. So I guess I would say him because I know him. And he's doing such a great job right now. So, and we're all friends. So
Amazing. That's amazing. And like, as I was telling you before, for me, it was gay. For me, okay, so I always say it, I beat a dead horse, but everyone wants to know. They're like, so I came into MMA in 2015. I'm a late bloomer. So it's after
yeah,
GSP left. So for me, it
yeah.
was, so I'm from Canada. Oh, you don't like GSP. I'm sorry, I wasn't into the sport back then. But I watched John Jones fight Daniel Cormier one when I was in San Jose in 2015 for a vacation. But that was like kind of the first gateway. Then it was Gegard Mousasi starching Dan Henderson in Sweden in 2015. Then the real fight was the Lawler McDonald 2 fight. And when you see Robbie Lawler's like busted lip and spit the
Yeah,
blood out, I'm like, I'm going for this guy. And that's when I was
yeah.
like into the sport. That's what locked me in.
Now I'm like, I mean, I was into it before. Like, I really was actually when I was doing the local fights.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they had a lot of great fighters, but now, I mean, being with Bellator and just learning who has the belt and what, and like, I'm really like, and I'm meeting them, meeting the fighters. So I'm just so into it now. I met a lot of the fighters when I was there just now in San Diego because we were in the same
Mm-hmm.
hotel. Ryan Bader's wife, by the way, so nice. Talking to her all night. She's awesome. I met Randy. She
Mm-hmm.
fought, she won yesterday. I met her at the coffee shop. She was so nice. Who else have I been meeting? I mean, all these fighters, they're making it so great. I don't
When
know.
you were in like when you were at the Kia like the Kia arena, I think
Yeah.
you were there too. There was the Fedor final fights. You were there as well for that.
Yeah, that was a very intense fight. That was a quick fight, but that was my first travel one. So that was such an experience. And that's when I started learning like who's who. And even at Mohegan Sun though, when I worked those events, I was learning about the fighters. And now I'm all in, I watch it like this. I'm like this at the cage, just watching everything. What is happening? Oh my God, they just kicked the Leah McCourt and um
Katzengano.
oh my God, that fight I was like holding on like this, watching it. They're tough, tough ladies right there. That was a good one.
And Leah's like this, it's like she dresses up like a model, but she can kick ass.
Beautiful. They both are. Oh my God, all the women fighters are so beautiful. We all wear our makeup and whatever, even now, they're all beautiful and so nice, so pretty. And then you see them go in there and you're like, Jesus, get it, girl, you go. Because I wouldn't do that. Good for you.
Yeah, no, it's the same with
Very
Kat.
tough.
Like Kat's like 40 and she doesn't look
So
40.
tough.
She's like 30. She looks like 10 years younger. So
Oh my God, she's a killer in there. And then Leah, too, like she's tough and just watching that fight, that was a good one. But yeah, I don't know. I really can't say if I have a favorite fighter. They're just all, I don't know, they're great.
you respect them all. Like
I
it's like
respect them. Yeah.
it's not like because the thing is like to quote Ariel Helwani, he said, a lot of fans look at MMA fighters like action figures and then drop the toy when the next hot figure comes out. And it's
Yeah.
like so that's and you can't look at it that way. You gotta respect the legends.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like the entertainment is fun. It's hilarious. Like I worked the Sabatello and Stats fight, they're fighting, whatever, arguing and like and weigh-ins, I hear all the guys arguing. It's fun. It's funny. You gotta love entertainment. I mean, come on. And it's TV. you love it and you get into it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you guys all do the same sport, and you're
Mhm.
working your ass off. So
It's very true. Now, obviously, you came into Bellator now, but I'm sure you've seen the history. Bellator kind of had like a history before of bringing in like older names to put eyes on their promotion because like the past boss was before Scott came in wasn't really didn't have the mind for it, so Scott had to really clean up the mess
yeah.
compared to where Bellator was in, let's say, 2015 to now. Do you feel like the promotion has turned a corner in harnessing their own talent and helping and trying to find a way to build their own names
Yeah.
for them?
Oh man, look at them. They're traveling all over the world. I mean, they have so many venues. They're going everywhere. We're doing a fight every month.
Mm-hmm.
And I work for them, so it's like the most professional thing I've ever experienced in my life. Just to the amount of workers that they have and what they do as their roles and how they do their roles. And I've never experienced something like this. And now, like, they go to Hawaii every year and they're going to Paris and they do Milan. And then they have all these ones in California we just did, and we're going to Chicago. I think they're doing a great job. And I see Bellator just keep growing and just going so far, and the fans are awesome. Like, cause I see it, I'm there all the time with the fans and they love it. Bellator Nation is they're just wait and see. That's all. Just wait and see.
Is there any plans to come to Canada? Because Dylan yesterday
I
was like,
don't
"Hey,
know. I don't know. I hope so, and I hope I can go.
yeah." I was like telling Dylan, I was like, "Yo, guys, because Dylan's like, you got to come down here." I go, come to Canada, and then I'll meet up with you. But for now, it's like I'm gonna be doing the remote press conferences where I could come in remotely, which is really good because
Yeah.
it shows that you guys want people to cover the sport, whether they're a content creator or a
Mhm.
journal. So I'm gonna be doing those pretty soon. So just
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. I
yeah, I'm gonna be doing the France one because I got my gotta cover my pals from the Netherlands, Gegard and Costello, and potentially maybe Tim Wild, the lightweight. So there's a lot of European talent. So the one thing I want to ask you about Scott Coker is we look at the UFC now. I know you can't really compare; it's two different philosophies of how they go about.
yeah.
I always feel Scott Coker has a way of finding talent better than the UFC. It's not
Yeah.
a knock on the UFC, but there's just something that Scott has that can bring that talent in. And what do you think it is that Scott has to get the talent in that gets people to go, "Whoa, this guy is amazing. Scott Coker found him. I never knew that."
Oh yeah. I think you know what it is? He loves the sport. He
Mm-hmm.
knows the sport. He knows all about it and he loves it so much. I can, I think that he sees who's worth it, who's not. You know what I mean? Like, this is his thing. He's into it. I mean, I don't know enough. I'm like the new guy, so but I just feel like, and he's respected, and because Bellator, like I said, is such a clean brand. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're very good to their people. They're very good to their fighters, their families that come with the fighters and the coaches. And I just think he knows the sport. I think he sees what he sees and he knows what he needs to do. So it's been good. Like, we've had some great fighters.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, here's another Scott Coker story that you probably didn't know about. Scott Coker is the one that's credited for bringing Fedor to North America back in 2009, and not many people know that. Like, there was a time where the UFC there's a notorious history of how they were trying to get Fedor to come to the UFC, but then there was also Gegard was part of that too, because there at the time Gegard was the best middleweight not fighting in the UFC. So they were trying to at the time. I don't know how true this is. I mean, I don't like. It's just alleged. I don't have any sources, guys, but but Gegard was part of the M1 group that Scott Coker brought down for Strikeforce. So it needs to get, and I mean, people need to give Scott Coker more credit than he deserves. Like
Yeah,
they need to give him the credit he deserves, basically.
yeah, he's so nice. He loves the sport and he's doing a great job. And I love working for them. So that's all I can say about that,
He's
really.
you're in great hands.
Yeah.
What do you feel the future holds for you in terms of being a ring girl? What's other than Hawaii? Wait, what do you hope to accomplish next with Bellator?
Well, I hope, my plan is to stay with them for as long as I can and experience this as long as I can. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, they have MMA awards every year. Let's see, maybe Ring Girl of the Year, maybe that, something like that. um, just sticking with it and maybe more modeling opportunities, and I don't know, going from there. I just got my feet wet, just got started, so I'm happy where I'm at right now, and I hope that I have a great future with all this too. I'm
That's
excited.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And how do you know Dylan, by the way? I want to ask that. Like, what's like the relationship with you guys?
I
Like,
just met them with Bellator. I honestly,
really?
first time I ever talked in my life was in San Diego. And then a
Wow.
little bit or on Instagram a little bit, but in person. And then, well, there's two Dylans. Which one? The one from Connecticut?
Yeah, Napoleon. I always fuck up his
Yeah,
last
so
name.
he's from Connecticut. And then I know we started talking on Instagram, messaged me. He's like, I'm from the same area, and so I met down there with them just so they can get to know me a little, and so we can do a little bit of an interview. So that
Mhm.
was nice. So really, just being on the road, I guess I'm learning who everybody is, and even you and everybody. So I guess with Bellator, really,
That's what I love. I mean, that's what I love. It's like this industry is a very small one, but it's a
yeah,
tight knit one. And when you're a good person and you do good, doors open.
yeah, I believe that. I believe that. More good things. I'm ready.
I'm pumped for you. I'm really hoping for you too. Like it's like, and also okay. So and now because you've traveled a lot, so far you did San Diego, you did San Jose, you
Yep,
did Temecula.
LA,
Which LA? Which city so far in California has impressed you the most with the hospitality?
San Diego.
Really?
Maybe because I was staying in a resort or whatever, but even just when we did the driving, it's beautiful. It's so pretty there. I really like it, and I can't wait to go back to that resort and bring my family with me. I really liked it.
Was it by La Jolla by any chance?
I don't know. Where's that? I
So
don't
La
know.
Jolla is a city in San Diego. It's one of the nicest cities. And because I have an aunt that lives there, so like she lives on like a house on the hill, and it's like man, like that house, like it's like you can make a music video in there. Like you can make
Oh, I'm
like
sure. I didn't see much of it though, because I didn't
yeah.
leave the resort much, just from like the airport and back, because it's an hour away. But from what I saw, it was like it's beautiful. And I do have a cousin that lives there, and she said it's just like it's so nice, water everywhere. So if I would go back, I would say San Diego. I really liked it. LA's fun too, though, of course. But I mean, like scenery, San Diego.
I agree. And Temecula too. Like I've never been to Temecula, but you guys, it looks like you guys were staying like in some Amazon palace basically
Yeah,
over
it looked
there.
like Foxwoods where I worked for so long. It reminded me so much of the casino that I worked at. So I was like, oh, I'm right at home. This is great. And they had 24 hours like in-room dining. Love that. That was great.
Yeah, yeah, it's very true. So, Sophia, I'm gonna ask you this one day when
Yeah.
if we meet, I'm gonna bring this with me. I don't give a shit if it's UFC or Bellator, whether you do any form. So, okay, is it possible? Like as I said, I've asked Dalton Rosta, he's gonna sign it, and so will Johnny Eblin when I meet them. So, is it possible you could sign it too
Of
eventually?
course. Yes, of course I would. Thank you.
No problem. And just to show you guys, because I have the page saved here. I think I do, because I used to read this book when I needed motivation on my bad days, like just like when I didn't want to. Okay, I'm getting close here. So I just wanted to show this because people don't know. So look here. Look, whoops, I dropped my microphone there. I knocked it out, got excited. Look, see, there you go. Yoel Romero and Gegard Mousasi.
Oh
They
yeah.
two, but now they're
Nice book.
pardon.
That's a nice book.
I know it's
Oh, the
from the
pictures are
UFC.
so nice.
It's the UFC visual history book. So
Oh wow, yeah. I will definitely sign that for you. Wow, that's amazing.
thank you. It's just like it's like a little like bucket list goal. Just get everyone to sign in and just to be like, look what I've accomplished. And
Hey, look at you working hard on what you like to do. I love it.
I love it too. I mean, look, I mean, it's like if you could, like, it's like I went from loving hockey and team sports now to just loving fighting and anime. Well, to be fair, I loved anime as a kid, but then, my dad at the time thought I was probably like he was a typical dad. It's like, why do you like this stuff? You should like
Uh,
sports. He's like, oh,
yeah.
the other kids like sports. And then he was like trying to get me to stop it. So I had to stop it. But then I realized, like,
Oh,
hey, I'm lying to myself by forcing myself to like stuff. And now I'm back to my true self and I'm
yeah, you gotta
comfortable
be
in my own
true.
skin.
Yeah, you gotta be true to yourself. I feel the same way. I'm like so comfortable, especially at like 30. What is it about us being in our 30s? You're like so comfortable in your skin and you're just like, we don't care. I just want to do whatever I like to do and it makes me happy.
That's the thing. I think once you hit, like, I always feel like the 20s are your most turbulent time
It
because you're,
is. Yeah.
it's like, and some people they say you mature at 25. No, I matured at like 29, 30. But sometimes people don't mature at all. And, it's not a bad thing. It's just, the brain works differently for every single person.
Does like my mentality from then and now is just like a whole different person. I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm in a good place now, so that's all that matters.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, Sophia, where can people connect with you if they want to, like, see your journey?
So I have Instagram and I have a TikTok. My Instagram is Sophia, Sophia, and then just a period, and then Halidis, my last name. And then my TikTok is Sophia H411. So I
Well,
post.
TikTok might get banned eventually, so
Yeah, I don't think so. We'll see. But I post on there like I do. I've been doing some behind the scenes of me traveling, getting
mhm.
to the Bellator events. Hawaii, I'll be posting a lot too. So follow me there. But my Instagram is my main where I post like all like our pictures and cage and everything. And my modeling's on there too. So, and just so you know, my Instagram looks like something else than what my real life is. You can't trust Instagram. My Instagram's like my business page. It's literally like all my work. I don't really have my personal stuff on there. So you got to get to know me. How about
Exactly.
that?
Exactly. Like doing these kinds of conversations.
Yeah.
I really want to thank you for coming on. I really had a blast doing this.
Ew.
And I never and obviously the door's open for you again. Next time we'll do Instagram live more because
Yeah. I gotta get better at learning how to do lives and like TikTok and Instagram and collabs. Like, cause every month something new with the Instagram that you can do, like collaborations now and the tagging. So I'm trying to like learn this whole algorithm, whatever it's called. I have to learn all
same.
this.
You saw when I did my conversation with Dylan Squared. Like you see me when I was getting ready for the
I've
live.
never
I'm like,
done that. I watched it. Yeah.
I did it in a subway, and I'm like, before they're getting, I'm like, God, I suck at this stuff. Just to show people.
I feel the same way. I'm not good at it, but at least you figured out how to do it. But yeah, I'll start doing those too in lives and like maybe like before we start the shows and stuff in Hawaii because we have 2 fights and I might have 2 weigh-ins too. So
Nice. That's really good. Well, it was a
watch the
pleasure to,
weigh-ins.
yeah.
Do you watch the weigh-ins?
Not really. I should though. I should just to.
That's the best one because that's where we have the most fun. And me and Bert, we kill it up there together.
You got to tell Bert I say hi. Like he knows who I
I will.
am. Like he knows. Like I try to get him back on. Like Bert, you want to come back on the show? I ain't got time, baby. Maybe soon,
Yeah,
but
he's
I'm
so
out.
busy. When you see him, he's like this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I get like that few moments of the weigh-ins, and we have so much fun on there. So whoever's watching this, watch our weigh-ins because we have so much fun, and that's when they argue, and it's entertainment. And I'm on there, so you'll
You'll
see
see
me.
Sophia. So that's the
Yeah.
thing. It was really a big honor to have you. I had so much fun doing this. It was first
Thank
ring girl, so you're
you.
always gonna have that title.
Go me. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. So guys, make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe button to the Drewsperience and follow Sophia. It's about the guest too. It's not about me, but the episode will be out in a week, maybe or 2. We don't know, but make sure to like our stuff, support it because we all go far together.
Yes. Thank you for watching, and thank you for having me.